wie bist du heit? And welcome back to another episode where I teach you how to be Dutchy. Today we're going to talk about a few words and phrases you might hear if you're from the area or just visiting. There's a few things that you might hear when you're in parts of Carbon County and beyond, and we're going to teach you just a few things so you can converse with a Dutchman and make them feel like you're one of them. Because, well, now, if you ain't Dutch, you ain't much. And first up is a fun word that my grandparents always used and I still use today. Gretzy. Gretzy means when you're just not in a good mood. Kids get gretzy all the time. When I was a kid, I'd get pretty gretzy if I didn't get a nap. Now I get gretzy every time I can't find the damn TV remote, and nobody put more beer in the fridge so they're nice and frosty when I want one. That really chaps my ass, well, I'll tell you. Next up, we have one of my favorite things to eat for breakfast. Goggies. That's eggs. And the best way to have them is dippy. Now, we were out of town one time, and my son asked for dippy eggs, and the waitress looked at him like he had two heads. Well, I just laughed because not everyone is as cultured as some of us. And if you're having dippy eggs, you might as well be having some scrapple. Now, scrapple takes all of the leftovers from butchering and throws them together in a pan with some love. Now you just fry that up until it's crispy on the outside, and it's wonderful good. Well, now I tell my wife this because she's not Dutch and, well, that's not her fault. Well, you got two kinds of people in this world. People who like Scrabble, well, and then there's people who are just wrong. Our next words can be interchangeable, but they do have a definite differentiation. Verhuddeld and verhutst. Now, you can be a bit verhuddeld, and there's still a way to figure things out. If something has you a little confused, well, then you're verhuddeld. Now, if you get verhutst, oh, forget it. Well, then you might as well just call in the professional and call it a day. You could be a little verhuddeld, but if you're verhutst, just admit it's over and move on. You can also use verhuddeld and verhutst to describe a state of being messed up, which brings us to cattywampus. Well, now that's what happens when things get so verhutst. Well, it just goes all cattywampus. Like this statement, for example. I was going to go for breakfast and get dippy eggs and scrapple with Mother, but the car wouldn't start. I was verhuddled at first, but when I opened the hood once, I tried adjusting the carburetor. Well, then I got verhutst. The damn carburetor got verhutst, and then everything went cattywampus. I went back inside, I called the damn mechanic and had a bowl of cereal with a warm beer because nobody put any in the fridge. Then I was really gretzy. See? For now, it's that easy. Next time, we'll dive into a few more words and phrases that will really up your Dutch game. Like telling someone to out in the lights or come ahead back once. So until next time, don't get too verhuddled, and if you get verhutst, well, then call it a day because I'll just see you down the road a piece. This has been another episode of How to Pennsylvania Dutch.